Hi everyone, welcome to our class. Today I am going to discuss the future value of money. If you borrow a certain amount of money today, we call it the present value or the principal amount P. And if it is subjected to a rate of interest R, at the end of a certain time, the value of the money becomes the principal amount plus the interest. So the sum of the principal amount P and interest I at the end of a certain time is called the future value represented by F, and given in the formula F is equal to P plus I. And since we know that the interest is equal to the principal amount times the rate times time, we have the future value of the money is now equal to the principal amount times 1 plus the rate of interest times the time. Other terms used to denote a future value, we have the term maturity value, accumulated value, or the final value. Repayment is the act of paying back to the lender the previously borrowed amount of money and its interest. It can have different schedules and requirements depending on the agreement of both the lender and borrower. Let us solve the problem. What is the future value of 43,200 after 4 years at 5.3% simple interest? So we start our solution by finding out what are the given. So 43,200 pesos is the principal amount. The interest rate is 5.3%, and we're going to convert that one to decimal when used in the computation, giving us 0.053, and the time is 4 years. So the future amount using the formula F is equal to P times 1 plus R times C with all the elements at the right side known. Then we now have F is equal to 43,200 times 1 plus 0.053 times 4, giving us the future value is 52,358 and 40 centavos. So the amount 43,200 pesos today will now be equivalent to 52,358 pesos and 40 centavos at the end of 4 years if the interest rate is at 5.3%. Let us solve the problem. Accumulate 23,250 pesos at 5.38% simple interest from March 14 to 2019 to January 8, 2020. So we start our solution. The principal amount is 23,250. The interest rate is 5.38% or 0.05375. The time is given from March 14, 2019 to January 8, 2020. And from the term accumulate in here, that means we're going to find for the future value F. And we know the formula for F. The future value is equal to the principal amount times 1 plus the rate of interest times the time. So from the given, we know the value of P, we know the value of R. Now in the formula, T should be given in terms of years. But since in the given, we're given in here dates, what we can solve will be the time or the time expressed in terms of days. So we can solve for the number of days from March 14 to January 8. Now, if the time is given in terms of days, there are two possible type of interest that you can solve. We have the ordinary simple interest or the exact simple interest. But since the type of interest is not indicated in the problem, then we have to use the banker's rule, that is, we solve for the ordinary interest using the actual time. Okay, we continue our solution with finding for the actual time or number of days from March 14, 2019 to January 8, 2020. So we make the table of values showing the month and the actual number of days. So we start from March 14, 2019. So we have April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Then we end at January 8, 2020. So for the month of March, we have 31 days minus 14. Since we started March 14, we have 17 days for the month of March, 30 days in April, 31 days in May, 30 days in June, 31 days in July, 31 days in August, 30 days in September, 31 in October, November has 30 days, December has 31 days, and 8 days for the month of January, giving us a total of 300 days. So we are now ready to solve for the future value using the formula F is equal to P times 1 plus R times T. Substituting now the values, the principal value is 23,250. Then we have 1 plus the rate in decimal is 0.05375. And we have the actual number of days is 300. And take note for the banker's rule, we have to divide that one by 360. That gives us now the future value is equal to 24,291 and 41 centavos. Let us solve the problem. How long will it take for an amount of 75,000 pesos to become 105,000 pesos if it is loaned at 12% simple interest? So we start our solution with identifying the given. So the present value of money or the principal amount is 75,000 pesos. The future value of that amount is 105,000 pesos. And it is subjected to an interest rate of 12% or in decimal 0.12. We are required to find for the time it takes the present value of 75,000 to become 105,000 pesos if it is subjected at 12% simple interest. We make use of the formula, the future value is equal to the principal amount plus the interest. Since we are already given the future value and the principal amount, then we can solve for the interest. I is equal to F minus P, substituting the values that will give us now. The interest is equal to 30,000 pesos. So to solve for the time, we make use of the formula for the interest. I is equal to P times R times T. Solving for T, that will now be equal to I all over P times R. Substituting the values, I is 30,000, P is 75,000, and R is 0.12. That gives us T is equal to 10 over 3 years. That means it will take 3 years and 4 months for the 75,000 pesos present value of money to become 105,000 pesos if it is subjected to 12% simple interest. Let us solve this problem. Emma made a repayment in the amount of 32,084 pesos and 49 centavos for her borrowed money after 20 months at annual rate of 7.3%. How much was the principal amount? So we're given in here that the repayment amount or the future value is 32,084 pesos and 49 centavos. Then the interest rate was 7.3% or 0.073 in decimal. So it is given that the time is 20 months. So we have to convert the time from 20 months, convert this one to a year by simply multiplying by 1 over 12. Meaning in 1 year, there are 12 months. So the time therefore is 1.75 years. And we are required in here to find for the principal amount. So using the formula for the future amount, F is equal to P times 1 plus R times T. We can solve for P. That will give us now F all over 1 plus R times T. Substituting the values, we have P is equal to 32,084 pesos and 49 centavos all over 1 plus 0.073 times 1.75. This will give us now P is equal to 28,450 pesos. Meaning, this amount is the original amount of money borrowed by Emma 20 months ago. Okay, so in our previous solution, we solved for P by manipulating this equation. Actually, in using your scientific calculator, you don't need to manipulate the equation. So what you're going to do is substitute the unknown by the variable x. And then you have to key in, and this is what will be displayed in your calculator. So to have this display, you key in the following. Directly key in the number 32,084.49 without the comma, and then you will notice that the equal sign is a red function above the key calculate. So you press first alpha, then calculate. This will display the equal sign. And then the variable x is a red function above the close parenthesis symbol. So again, you press first alpha, then the close parenthesis, this will display the x. And then we continue with inputting the other symbols. We have the open parenthesis, and then 1 plus 0.073 times 1.75, then close parenthesis. So to let your calculator solve this equation, you will notice that the command solve is a yellow function above the calculate. So to get that command, you press first shift and then the calculate. And then you press equal sign. So your calculator will display x is equal to 28,450 pesos. Okay, so I hope this will help you some techniques on using your scientific calculator. Okay, we end up our discussion in here. Thank you and good day.